What's going on, guys? I'm Jay.
And I'm Felicia.
And today is Thursday, June the 11th of 2020. And we're going to work in our fields today. We're taking the drive through that beautiful mountain valley of Landgraf, McDowell County, West Virginia, on the way to our garden. We did quite a bit of work yesterday, and we're trying to get ready for vacation, so we have a few more plants that we want to get put out before we leave. So check it out, guys. We're down here in the field in the brassica patch, checking on the brassicas. These are all those kale that we direct seeded in here a few weeks ago. These are the plants that we put in. Look how big they have gotten. They are getting so big. We got a good rain last night. You can see how well the cardboard's working. There's a few weeds that we come in and weed out, but it's nothing major. We just come through and we'll pull out the ones that are not beneficial to this area. And it's not a whole lot of work. You can look down through there at all the green. And what we're doing here, we leave some of the smaller weeds. This is mugwort. We're going to let it come in as a ground cover in between where we don't have cardboard. These are our Brussels sprouts. They are looking wonderful. A couple rows of Brussels sprouts there. We have broccoli in the ground. We have broccoli down through here, 3 rows of it, and it is all looking good. We put in cauliflower a few days ago, and I can see cauliflower as far as the eye can see in that direction. And what are we doing today? Today we are going to put in 2 rows of cabbage, and we're probably going to put in some mustard greens today. We're going to see how far we can get, how long the weather's going to hold off. It feels nice out here today. Today is Thursday, June 11th of 2020, and it's probably about 65 degrees out here right now. There's a nice little breeze coming through. It's going to be great for the plants, and we're walking right down here to plot 5, which is our squashes and those type of plants. And let me turn the camera around here. Now, if you can see, we have hills and hills of different types of squashes in those families. We put in over 60 hills yesterday, which is pretty good. We got our cucumbers along the fence over there, and you can see how they're starting to climb. They'll start to climb themselves up this fence, and if they need any assistance, we'll go in and tie them up if they need some help. There's some more cucumbers. Looking there, you can see little flowers. Let's see if you can see it. There's some little flowers coming on to these. There's one you can definitely see. Now if you'll look right in front of the camera there, you can see little tiny cucumbers, which is amazing. I'll get a picture of those so you can see those, and I'll add it into the video over here on the bottom right corner of the screen, so you can check that out. These are our squash, some of the crookneck squash, and we got some ladybugs in here. I don't know if you can see that ladybug. Let me see here. Yeah, there's a ladybug right there in there doing beneficial work, eating aphids and maintaining a healthy garden. So that's what we got going on. We got some other squashes in here, some acorn squashes that we put in, and we're going to go up here and throw some cabbage in. I'm going to try not to keep it too long. It's already up to 4 minutes, so we're going to jump into a time lapse because it's going to be a quick day today. We have a little bit of planting going on, but we've got it planned out, and we're going to try to get a lot of stuff in because we're planning on going on a short vacation this weekend. So keep checking it out, and check out that time lapse. I'll do some voiceovers and things like that. So we're at it. Can you dig it? So now we're getting prepared to lay out the cabbage. Look at Felicia doing some acrobats in the background. What was you doing there? What was the explanation for that little exercise you were doing there?
An energy boost. Let's get this done. Woo woo!
Energy boost. So what we're doing right now, we're planting out our cabbage transplants. We grew all of these from seed in our grow house earlier in the season. There's plenty of videos you can check back on if you want to see how we put any of this stuff in or how we grew any of this stuff. You can see it all in the beginning from seed, and now they're going to their final home in the field for transplant. So that's what we're doing now, and we're marking out spaces every 2.5 feet. Felicia is drilling out the holes every 2.5 feet, and I'm putting the transplant in on the first line. And we just move all of the rocks to the side. That way we can use it to hold down cardboard later. And now we're coming up to the end, and she's putting holes into some of the other rows that didn't fill out of cauliflower. We're going to drop cabbages in those too. And now I showed her how to do the transplant, and we're going to switch tasks. And I'm going to poke the holes every 2.5 feet, and she's going to transplant the cabbage. We're just zooming along down through here. I think we put both of these rows in about 15 minutes or something. Real time. Didn't take very long, did it?
No. Not at all.
I'm just knocking down a few of the weeds around the area and back to poking holes. She continues putting the cabbage in. And we're almost finished with this task. We're going to move on to the next one. I'm excited about cabbage. I've never grown cabbage in my life. So this is the first time I've ever grown cabbage, and I'm looking forward to the experience. It's been good so far. I think I've managed to not kill the plants up to this point, so we're going to keep continuing to try not to kill the plants, do what's best for them. I think I probably got this, but we'll see how it goes. And now we're marking out the next row for mustard greens. We're going to plant some curly leaf mustard greens, probably some other types of mustard greens, but we're trying to rake out a flat bed underneath the line. That way the seeds fall flat when we put them into the seeder and plant them. And now Felicia's raking the line, and now I'm raking the line again, so we all switch out tasks all the way down through. She's holding the line up so I can rake all of the rocks and weeds out from underneath it.
Hey guys, it's Felicia, and we just planted our cabbage, and at the end of the row we realized our sunflowers started popping up. It rained really good last night, and it made a lot of things grow. But here are the mammoth sunflowers. They're supposed to get about 10 feet tall, and they'll be beautiful. And we can't wait. Jonathan's weeding around, so they have plenty of room. No competition. But yeah, we're gonna get back at it.
Now I'm just going through and knocking down some of the last final weeds. Felicia is too. And we're going to try this push seeder that Sky let me borrow. But first I have to set the depth of the plow and put in the correct seed plate for mustard seeds, and now we're off. This machine works really well. We gave it a try at home. I didn't have enough space to actually get it moving and level ground, but you've seen how fast I just put in 200 feet of mustard, and I decided that it was working so well, we're going to put 2 more rows in between our cauliflower. And when the cauliflower gets too big for the mustard greens to be there, we'll just pull them up. Mustard greens is one of your fastest crops. You're going to get them anywhere between 30 and 40 days. You're going to have a crop from your seeds. So we'll be looking for these seeds to come up sometime within the next week. I'm thinking sometime midweek next week, or sometime next week, these seeds will be up and about. So now we tried it on the mustard greens. We did 6 rows, so that's 600 feet of mustard greens inside the brassica patch. And now we're going to plant some corn. I put 17 packs of corn into this seeder, and it has this little marking tool that lets you mark the next row perfect. And we just put in 600 feet of corn just before your eyes over the course of a couple seconds on the time lapse. But in real time, it only took about 10 minutes to plant 600 feet of corn, which is amazing. What I'm doing now, I'm going back down and putting that chicken fertilizer into the trench, and Felicia's covering up that row of corn. Now that I'm done, I took the big rake and I'm covering up the other rows of corn, where we just put the fertilizer and the corn in. So now it's ready to go. When the water hits it, it's going to come up and we're going to have some corn. We're going to check that out. So now I'm going to work in the tomato patch for a while. I'm just going through and knocking down any of the taller weeds that I didn't get the previous time that I was here. And I'm preparing the 4th row, because if you watch the previous videos of tomatoes, we would also plant onions in between the tomatoes, and I'll put a link to one of those videos on the top right hand of the screen. But right now we're going to do the 4th row in between the tomato plants with carrots. We have some rainbow carrots. It's a mixture of different color carrots. I took 2 packs of seed and stretched them out over the course of 100 feet. I dropped in 1 seed about every 3 or 4 inches in between the tomatoes, and when they start to grow, we'll hill them up some more, and we'll also mulch this area. And it's all an experiment. We're going to see how it goes this year with planting carrots and tomatoes together. I've read that they have beneficial properties of putting them close together. There are companion plants. The logic of my planting this way is that the carrots will take up a different space than the tomatoes. The tomatoes will be growing vertically on the trellis, and the carrots will cover up the ground underneath the roots of the tomatoes. So we're trying to double crop this area and see how it goes. We're going to test it out, and I'm working on the last row. I'm going to take you into a real video. So check it out, guys. We're planting some assorted carrots, rainbow carrots. This is what the seed looks like. We're planting them in the row in between the 4th row of tomatoes, and I'm going to take you in here and show you what that looks like. Give me just a second here. All right, let's get this set up here. Now, I'm just going to drop a seed every 3 or 4 inches. You can see them dropping there. These are the seeds. They're just coated with a dye. It's normally made of food color. And yeah, that's it. That's how we drop in carrot seeds. So now that I have all the carrots planted, I'm going to go in and lay some more of the cardboard in between the tomatoes. Show you what a little bit of that looks like. We're going to go until we run out of boxes. And I'm just laying them down in between those rows where we put the onions in the mounds. They fit together like puzzle pieces, just like I designed it on paper. And you can see how much better that looks after you get it laid down and the plants start growing through it. I'm going to take you into the garden sometime in the future and show you what an update of the cardboard Nebraska patch looks like, because it looks really good. It's got green growing through the cracks, which is the types of plants that we want, and our plants are looking clean and healthy. I'm going to take a quick lunch break and we're going to move on to the next task. Such a beautiful day today. We've had a little bit of all weather, and what I'm doing now, I'm clearing out some of the trees along the bank line that are too big for me to mulch, and I'm going to use their trunks a little bit in the future. I'm not going to tell you what until we get to that point, but first we're going to plant some more sunflowers. Since we've seen evidence of our first sunflowers coming up, I'm going to plant another variety of sunflowers, and I'm going to plant some more mammoth sunflowers, and we covered them with some grass clippings from where I cut grass just like mulch. We're going to pack up the car, and I'm going to use those poles that I cut to make a better fence around the beans to secure this cautionary tape that we put in yesterday. And now I'm walking across the road to talk to Dan. I see him over here trying to till this patch up for these sunflowers. He had this place cleared off the day before this, and now he's trying to till it to plant some sunflowers. So I'm gonna go grab this tractor and see if we can help him out, because it looked like he was having a hard time with that tiller. So we're going to go up here to Sky's field, jump out and talk to Sky for a minute. He's doing some stuff back here in his garden. We're going to load up the discs onto the tractor, and we're going to go down here and cut this little area up for him. I think it only takes about 20 minutes to transform a whole day's work into 20 minutes of short tractor work. So I just drive it around the field in circles until we get it chopped up. And what I did there, I stopped to set the depth on the discs so it cuts deeper. And now we're cutting down about 6 to 8 inches into this patch, and he's going to plant sunflowers here. He's planted sunflowers here for the past 4 or 5 years, I think, and that's the Elkhorn Inn and Theater along 52. It's a bed and breakfast type place. He's always maintained this area pretty good, and we're going to help him out this year with this tractor. It makes it a little bit easier, but that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you got something out of it, maybe some ideas, maybe it helped you get out there and grow something. If you enjoyed it, go on and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell for updates on future content and videos. And until next time, can you dig it?